Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Param Om. Namaste. Welcome. So I'm going to talk a little softer because my voice is a bit weaker due to the flu I got. Just 1 second, please. Sim. Quem é? Tá pegando que ovo. E ele, como ele tirou aquela coisa? Fecha aquilo tudo então, não deixa nenhuma passagem para ele, arruma um modo, bota um prego. Ok. Okay, let's get going here. We have seen that this new chapter, no? The chapter 8 begins from the questions of Arjuna in relation to those technical terms presented by Krishna in the closing of the previous chapter. And then, as announced by Swamiji, Arjuna indeed present those questions asking for clarification. The first question was, what is Brahman? It was briefly covered by Krishna, because Brahman has been extensively exposed to explaining the previous chapter 7, in which it was presented as Para Prakriti. The second question was, what is Adhyatma? Adhyatma, we have seen it is a way of seeing consciousness associated with the physical body, of the jivas. And then it appears as human sentience. So, and then it's called Adhyatma, which is a different way of talking about consciousness from a different angle or perspective, the same way we call a man a husband from the standpoint of his wife, or a father from the standpoint of his children. So, and then it's often said that this consciousness appearing to be enclosed in the individual body, it's called to be Adhyatma. It's sometimes in other texts it's called the indwelling consciousness. But as we know, it's not dwelling within anything, but everything is within consciousness, all-pervasive consciousness, as we know. But it's just ways to talk about something which is the only reality, and therefore all over the place. The third question was about what you mean by karma, and then Krishna, Swamiji begins exposing a little bit. I think these questions are going to appear and be answered by Krishna Guru in the next verse. We know there is one passage here which is interesting. The third question is, what is karma? Krishna gives the answer, saying, Visagaha refers to all the activities. So all the activities, he says, deliberate actions of human beings are responsible for the future creation. So I was just reading it quickly before I got here and caught my eyes. Deliberate. First, it's not any action like animals. They produce actions all the time. But human beings have important actions because they have what we call the free will or the intellect with possibility to choose one's actions, words, attitude, words, and actions. So these actions, verbal actions or physical actions, mental actions, they are responsible for the creation. This is a big one. All the deliberate actions of human beings are responsible for the future creation, which a response is called karma. We know that literally karma means actions. But again, there is this hint here that what holds this creation in place is the karma as presented by all human jivas. Isn't it amazing? It appears as if this universe is projected and sustained by certain laws, being the karma law, the most significant and most fundamental, let's say. It seems that it's all created by the jivas and for the jivas, with the help, with the aid of this super intelligence called Īśvara. According to our scriptures, create is not an accident. It's a byproduct of humans' previous actions, factors or actions. So why we got a physical body like this or like that, parents like this or like that, why I was born in this or that nation or country, why I have this or that kind of vasanas, all of this is explained only by the law of karma. As I said, I think we're going to see it further presented here. Okay. What was the next question was about the subtle body of the universe. Krishna means existence, living beings. Okay. Therefore, Krishna says Bhuta Bhava means insistence of living beings, means that which bring about the manifestation is the insistence of human beings, the desire of human beings to continue to experience duality in this order here. And then here, now he says not only humans, but there are all kinds of jivas, mosquitoes as well. Mosquitoes are there because of karma. All big or small animals or jivas, they exist because of karma. So everyone's karma is going to determine whether you're going to buy as a cockroach or as a human being, and so on. Therefore, we must remember that creation has come into existence not because of Bhagwan's desire. The creation has come into existence because we wish it, we ask for it. Therefore, never put the blame on Bhagwan. And Swami says we are seeing this topic right now in the Brahma Sutra, yeah, that he was teaching at the time. Bhagwan is not responsible for creation. That is amazing. Huh? It's good. I mean, sometimes I go through these texts and then there are so many passages that confirms that which somehow I was tuned with the scriptures and I have been saying without having heard from our gurus, from our Mahatmas, from our tradition. Bhagwan is not responsible for the creation. Bhagwan is a facilitator. Bhagwan is a system that provides twice what we desire. Just like our children, they have desires, and the parents, sometimes they tend to spoil the children because they provide the children their desires. Bhagwan says, okay, you want what you want. Okay, I'm going to give you free will, faculty of discerning and learning, so that you can connect the dots and be very, very careful with what you wish, as the expression says. So all the lokas and so on, everything is projected and sustained by the laws of Īśvara to fulfill human beings' desires. So these three questions were addressed so far. Now let's see the next question. The perishable, verse 4, perishable creations is Adibhuta, and Hiranyagarbha is Adidaiva. I myself, who reside in this body, am Ajiyajana, or Arjuna, the best of the embodied. Okay, so there are some expressions here. Perishable creation is da-da-da, and Hiranyagarbha. Let's see what Swami says about these technical terms. We know it's referring to the Hiranyagarbha. Krishna answers three more questions here. What is Adibhutam? Krishna answers every perishable thing in the creation is called Adibhutam. Everything is Adibhutam because everything is perishable. Okay. There is only one principle which is imperishable. Okay. The entire perishable meteor universe is called Adibhutam. It's a configuration of the elements. So what is the answer of the fourth question then? What is Adibhuta? Is everything that is perishable, okay? And the last question is in regards to what is the imperishable, which is another question referring to what is Brahman. Krishna has defined as Purusha, meaning the Hiranyagarbha. Purusha means here Hiranyagarbha, and Hiranyagarbha in Shastric language means total consciousness associated to the total mind. Okay, now it's talk about not the physical perishable universe, but the subtle Hiranyagarbha, okay? Is the totality of all knowledge. If you don't remember these teachings, revise the teachings on Tattva Bodha. Exists a presiding deity behind every one of our sense organs. Yeah. So that exists in the scope of the subtle realm, let's say. Okay, we have the ear here, the physical instrument which allows us to hear, but in the subtle body there is the presiding organ which allows us to hear what we hear. That is referred to a sort of devata. So what is the Hiranyagarbha? Is the knowledge presiding all deities from the standpoint of every organ, every sense organ. They exist in the subtle realm. It's called Hiranyagarbha. It's the intelligence presiding the material physical world. Okay? And this is also called Adi Daivan. Okay, the sixth question. If you guys have anything to say, comment, or ask, feel free. This is more technical. What's the definition of Īśvara in Tattva-bodha? Swami reminds us. The definition of Īśvara in Tattva-bodha is consciousness associated with the total karana prapancha. Okay. Īśvara is defined as the consciousness associated with the macrocosm causal body. What's the definition? Karana prapancha, the whole universe in potential seed form, and so therefore the creation involves the entire creation existed in potential seed form, otherwise called Shakti, otherwise called Maya, and that Shakti plus consciousness is called Īśvara. So consciousness associated with Maya, consciousness associated with Shakti is called Īśvara, which is association with the entire causal material on the macrocosmic level of the entire cosmos. Krishna says, do not see here and there, because I am here, I am this Īśvara consciousness associated with the potential seed configuration of the cosmos. I am the cause, I'm the seed of the universe. The Lord alone is, in Puranic symbolism, they say after the pralaya comes, when everything is destroyed, then on a leaf, Lord Krishna floats, as it's said on a certain Purana. What does the water floating on which the leaf floats represent? It's nothing but the seed from the universe, and the Lord Krishna represents the consciousness principle. In scientific terms, consciousness plus basic energy, means to say the prakriti of Maya, is Īśvara. Consciousness associated with Maya is Īśvara, is God. So that way the sixth question was briefly answered, and Arjuna had asked an additional question in regards of why to remember the Lord before leaving the body, isn't it? Let me see here. Now, where does the Lord reside? Can you differentiate? That's it. So where does this Īśvara lives? Where is it located? Where can I find this? Īśvara, Krishna says, as if Krishna was asking for the address, physical, or an email address from Īśvara. There is no loss in say, so that Arjuna will be very happy. I will also address you, the greatest human being, Krishna says to Arjuna, I believe. Arjuna first addressed Krishna, exalting him, calling him Sādanā. Krishna just returned such as, how you say? I forgot the expression. Saying that you as well, you were very great. Arjuna was a great person. So Arjuna, the greatest one, the Lord resides in everyone. So where is Īśvara? Īśvara resides in everyone. How so? Which Īśvara? Nirguna or saguṇa Īśvara? Both reside in each one of us. Most fundamentally, Nirguna Īśvara resides as the only reality on which all configurations of all gunas superimposed and held. We are all superimposed upon Nirguna Īśvara, the only reality. But as far as our appearing nature as the body-mind sense complex, we are being held by Īśvara as the supreme intelligence that projects, sustains, and destroys all configurations in due time. I mean, without this intelligence, we are not existing as a body-mind sense complex. Therefore, the Lord resides in everyone as limitless consciousness, the only reality, or in the physical body-mind, it resides as the intelligent cause that holds it in place. Therefore, the Lord resides in every human being, etc., etc. Therefore, what is the residence of the Lord? And say the entire cosmos is the residence of the Lord. Then is the Lord here or there, in Kailasa or Vaikuntha? The Lord is everywhere. And it's said that you find the Lord in the heart. And Ramana somehow indicate that the heart is not the physical heart, but it's on the central or right side of the chest. So the Lord resides in the core, in the essence of every living being. The Lord is associated with every action you do, because without the Lord, you are just dead matter. Yajnaha means every prayer or puja or action you do. In what way the Lord is associated with our yajnas, our spiritual efforts or pujas? He is the receiver of all our spiritual effort. We have seen it in the 7th chapter. Not only he receives all our devotion, all our effort to understand God's nature and effort to live in harmony with God's laws and principles, he receives all of that, and he is the karma pala datta. he's going to give the results even to our ritualistic pujas. Okay, I'm not going to go much into this topic. Every experience you have is your parabada. It's coming from the Lord, designed, custom, custom designed to each one of us. And this parabada is my karma palam, and I'm totally responsible for my karma palam, meaning to say my actions determine my karma palam, but it does not mean that the simple change of my actions can create the karma palam that I desire the most, because there are infinite actions which I put into the field from many lifetimes. And we have to take in consideration the karma from the collective and universal level as well, impacting each one of us parabadas. Therefore, we have to have this large picture understanding, never to fall for victimization. Why I'm suffering, that's not fair. But this talks about past lives and this and that. There was a time in Shine World that they were trying to look down into this concept about past lives and past actions and future lives and future karma, is saying that it doesn't matter because you don't remember what you did in the past, and when you were born again, you are not remembering anymore, you know? But Swamiji here, he says, so this is not a good argument or logic because you don't remember even what you had for breakfast last Monday, you know? So we don't hold memory, but we experience a certain palan, a certain parabada, which is a byproduct of all actions from these births and previous births. The now remembrance does not mean no performance. This must be understood. So Aji Yajanaha means karma paladata. So with this, the sixth answer was also, question was also answered. And then the next one is dropping the body at the time of death. One who departs, remembering me alone, attains my nature. There is no doubt in this regard. This is the promise of Lord Krishna talking in the name of the Lord. You know? You keep myself in your mind and your heart at the time of departure, never forgetting my true nature, which is identical to your nature. It means you're gonna leave the body not to be rebirth anymore because you understood your limitless nature as my own nature. There is no doubt in this regard. There are two interpretations. Oh, I'm beginning feeling a bit cold. There are two interpretations in regard to this verse. One we could interpret from Īśvara, Krishna talk in terms of saguṇa Īśvara, you know, and say, so as the creator, as the supreme intelligence, I tell you, when you leave your body, remember me, live remembering me, and you attain my nature. meaning to say it attains a huge punya, let's say, or attains self-knowledge, or attains celestial lokas. There is no doubt about this in this regard. If Krishna was talking about nirguna, nirguna Īśvara, as nirguna Īśvara, and then it's all about self-knowledge. So you leave the body, you never forget the final declarations of identity between yourself and myself as nirguna Atma, and then there will be no longer rebirth for you, okay? You have merged, so to speak, with the total space, which was never apart from the inner space or the inside space. If he was talking in terms of saguṇa, he would say, so keep your mind in me, and that's going to supply you a better rebirth and a good time in some superior loka. And who knows, maybe you can go to Brahma loka and get self-knowledge there. Again, the same concept. Krishna is then answering the seventh question. So he said, Krishna is answering the seventh question for 6 questions, 2 verses, and for 1 question, several verses. 24 verses, both inclusive. Do not ask how 24, because by way of answering this question, Krishna wants to introduce a very important new topic. And what is this topic? Īśvara upāsanam. Again, he's going to be hammering on upāsanam all through the next chapter as well. Īśvara means the Lord with attributes, saguṇa, Brahman, Īśvara, and this Lord with various attributes is described in the scriptures. That's the way we can meditate upon Īśvara. And saguṇa Īśvara as object of sādanā or upāsanā is considered to be a very, very important spiritual sādanā. So this saguṇa upāsanā can give twofold result depending upon the motive or attitude with which it is done. Broadly speaking, the saguṇa upāsanā is divided in 2 types, sakkama saguṇa and the other niskama saguṇa. Okay, so we're going to meditate on Īśvara, either for the sake of gaining worldly benefits, or for the sake of gaining spiritual benefit or spiritual growth, as we know. So it's more easily for us to understand the way people refer to relate to the Lord for the sake of gaining worldly benefits through actions such as pujas and among many other rituals and so on. And then I'm doing this, I'm doing an offer, a sacrifice because I want worldly things, But it's a little bit of a stretch to think that people are going to go into meditation, which is not an action, asking for a spiritual benefit. Why I'm saying that? Because when people want things, worldly things, they know that they have to do a lot of action to accomplish it, And usually they don't have much of a contemplative, meditative mind. They want to do rituals, ceremonies and whatnot, going around the mountain, doing this, I want this, I want this, I want material things. On the other hand, the people who do meditation on saguṇa Īśvara, they do it when their goal is not gaining material things, but they have already a contemplative mind capable, allowing them to meditate on Īśvara for the sake of further spiritual development or growth or purification, So they are meditating on saguṇa Īśvara because they want spiritual growth. But anyhow, here it's presented that Īśvara can be used for meditation as a symbol, regardless of your goal, material goals, or spiritual growth. The kama saguṇa, upāsana means upāsana done for material benefits. Material benefits belong to iha loka, and material benefits belong to paraloka, to go to heaven. So here Swami presents the concept that one can do a meditation, really meditation, upāsana in the silence of one's meditation room, asking for a superior loka. I want to go to a certain higher loka. I want to go to a beautiful heaven in the near future. I can't talk much about those things because you need to live in that society to understand the relevance of all of this for them, People would do meditation upon the saguṇa nature of the Lord as the karma paladata for the sake of getting a better birth or to go to a certain loka, or even to get better benefits like better health, wealth, status in this lifetime. I can do upāsana. And some people, they do upāsana for the sake of developing siddhis or miraculous powers, extraordinary powers. Everything can begin by upāsana. That's why you find many upasakas. That's why you find that many yogis or upasakas, they become siddhas. They develop these powers. They don't want things of this world. They want powers of the subtle world. They don't want material physical gains. They want material subtle gains, like powers, They will say, I am a upasaka. I do upasaka on Anjaneya. I meditate upon this and that deity because I heard that the deities, they are going to deliver me certain seed powers, and they really go deep into that. There are people who develop the power, extraordinary powers to predict the future, to see the future, to see the past, to access their past lives. It's rare, but it's possible if you tap into certain energies that allows you to develop it, So our scriptures warn all of us that it's not a good idea. You don't need to remember your previous lives. You don't need to see the interdimensional realms. You have seen enough to become wise here. Oh, no, but we see only a small spectrum of visible light. Reality is so much vast. Reality is you, the observer. You have seen enough to become wise. Let people know reality is out there. Huh? So our scriptures say, don't fall for this. This is a scam. Papa G was a yogi now. I think you heard me say a few times that Papa G was fundamentally a devotee of Krishna, but he had some yogic powers to manifest, according to him, Krishna before him, and then he used to be there enjoying playing with Krishna. uh. So, and he was said to have certain powers to foresee future events. And he described a few times to us that in certain deep states he would see all his past lives and so on. uh. But none of that is relevant. But some people are attracted by these extraordinary powers. So if you work hard, you may get these extraordinary powers. And you become famous. Everybody's going to visit you, find you to be a highly developed soul. There are hundreds of city powers, and they are enumerated in the Puranas. He say, Aswami here makes fun a little bit, knowing the past, knowing the future, knowing the past births of mine, past uh, past lives of my wife, knowing everything like that, knowing that my mother this time was something altogether different in my past life, and so on. It could become a mess. Is it not enough problem what you know in this lifetime? If you want to see what is in the underground, in the unconscious level, you may get much more trouble than you can imagine. It's better not to dig into this unconscious aspect of the individual soul, you know. All of this is the result of sakama, saguṇa, Īśvara, upāsanam. Now I'm doing upāsana for getting some material / subtle gains. So I'm is highlighting mostly the spiritual city powers. Okay, it's called city powers as a spirit, but it has nothing to do with spirituality. It has to do with subtle matter energies that somehow allows people to tap into these extraordinary visions of past lives and this and that, future events. So this is a sort of upāsanam. It's sakama because it's materialistic by nature. Jesus Swami has really made it clear that people who want to have this special power, they are materialistic people. Make no mistake about that. And then the other Īśvara upāsana, it comes under the denomination is kama saguṇa Īśvara upāsanam. You practice this upāsana, this meditation, not for the material subtle benefit, but for spiritual growth. One devotee once said, "Oh Lord, I'm remembering you. I think of you and I pray to you not for security, not for pleasures, not for punya. I'm not interested in any punya papa. I know they are all perishable in nature. They exhaust themselves. Nothing is permanent. I have got only one goal, and that is my spiritual goal called moksha, or spiritual elevation. God Himself is my goal. I want to attain oneness with you, understanding my nirguna atma nature as identical as yours. So this is a good, beautiful prayer, otherwise called moksha. And this upāsanam requires tremendous vairagya, naturally, because as long as I have got desires, I will use my devotion only for accomplishing my desires. So just imagine the upasaka that is completely, truly over with desires for things of this world, comes.
What?
I'm going to set the ladder.
Uh, so if the desire has got a lot of desires, if the meditator has a lot of desire, he's going to use his time and energy and devotion and his effort to fulfill them. So therefore, to go to Īśvara with this attitude, one must be really, really, really done with the game of running for gaining, maintaining, or avoid objects of desires and aversions. One has to be totally done through with all of that. And then one can genuinely say, my prayers and my meditation on you is only for the sake of understanding my nature as your nature. This is the meditation of Anididhyasaka, above all, is a Vedanti. Therefore, a Viragi Bhakta becomes a Niskama Upasaka. And this Niskama Upasaka can take two different courses or direction. One direction, he practiced Niskama Upasana for a long time, which is saguṇa Īśvara Upasana. Remind my mind here, you guys, please. A Viragi Bhakta. I forgot this Viragi. Help me out, please.
It's just a person who has vairagya, so dispassionate.
Okay. Okay. A Bhakta with huge vairagya becomes a Niskama Upasaka. Yeah. Very nice. Because devotees are all over the place, but they always want something of this world or in the subtle world, which is materialistic by nature as well. They become a Niskama Upasaka only when they are done with those desires. And Swami presents another concept here. He says this Upasaka, there are two ways for them. They may practice deep meditation, which is Nididhyasana. Okay, they want to understand the oneness in nature of his Atma with Īśvara's Nirguna Atma. And he does these contemplations on the teachings, in the silence of his room, praying and trying to finally understand it clearly. Its own free, limitless nature as Satchitananda Brahman. He can do it for a long, long time. No, I jumped the gun here. Here we are talking about meditation on the saguṇa nature of the Lord, isn't it? Saguṇa Īśvara upāsanam, that can be done for material, physical benefits, and then for subtle benefits, which is materialistic. And then here I was misled by this last paragraph, which refers to a certain text that says, I remember you not for antakālē or dharma, or punya, né, que é synonymous of dharma. I'm only meditating you because I want moksha. So the one who comes to that is a nididhyasaka. But here Swami says, a vairagi bhakta becomes a niskama upasaka. And this niskama upasaka can take two different courses or direction. One direction is he practices niskama upasana for a long time, using a saguṇa symbol of nirguna Īśvara. Having practiced this upasaka on saguṇa Īśvara, he becomes very well qualified for nirguna Īśvara jnana. It's very interesting here. You see that Swami, he presents here. He becomes very well qualified for nirguna Īśvara jnana in this very lifetime. So he does not say he becomes qualified for nirguna Īśvara upāsana, okay? Because upāsana or meditation, when it comes to the nirguna Atma, is referred as nididhyasana, which is contemplation on the knowledge aham brahmasmi. This is jnana, and he may get this in this very lifetime. So the saguṇa upāsana, meaning to say the upasaka is meditating on a saguṇa symbol of nirguna Brahman, prepare the mind, and then the individual naturally begins dropping meditation using any saguṇa symbol and enters into the final stage, which is, again, he does not put it in terms of nirguna Īśvara upāsana. He says nirguna Īśvara jnana. And this is all very representative, understand? To leave no room for confusion. You understand, Lynn?
Yeah, it's the distinction that gets you to certainty.
Yeah. So nirguna Īśvara jnana in this lifetime itself. And then one attains moksha, which is called sadhyo mukti here. Another expression, term that I never heard. So now from jiva mukti, we got into videha mukti, and then we have krama mukti, and now we have a sadhyo mukti here.
This I looked this up. I think it means direct liberation.
Yeah. And I was going to say, nice to meet you, sadhya mukti. And direct liberation. Okay. Yeah, directly or indirectly. And that's going to take us to the concept of going to Brahmaloka and then getting self-knowledge there. The second option is the person continues in saguṇa upāsana and he is not confident to move into the jnana yoga, the contemplation on the nirguna nature of Brahman. He's almost as allergic or unfit to the nirguna Atma because she cannot conceive a Brahman or Īśvara without any attributes or qualities. The person does not understand that. Therefore, the person believes it's all a philosophy of no value whatsoever. The person then continues with that which makes sense to them, which is saguṇa upāsanam, through the entire life. And at the time of the death, he remembers saguṇa Īśvara and prays to the Lord. Oh Lord, I want moksha and nothing else. I'm done. Now it's 50 years that I'm meditating on your saguṇa nature. Now I am done. I want to understand the knowledge. Aham Brahmasmi. I want only this understand, nothing else. And as a result of such effort, the person will go to Brahmaloka and get knowledge there. Instead of gaining Nirguna Brahman, Nirguna Īśvara knowledge here, he gets this knowledge there. This is the second course. It is called Krama Mukti. So, and Krishna is going to deal with Krama Mukti up here, the details of it in the next class. Hari Om. Okay, so this is a nice topic. I'm not feeling very well. I'm feeling a bit cold. We'll meet again tomorrow, same time. Okay? It's anyhow, it's almost our time here. Anything from you, Mark?
No, thank you though, Arlindo. That was very nice. Very interesting topic as well.
Yeah.
So it's nice to know we've got options. If we don't make it in this life, we can still go to Brahmaloka and get the job finished there.
Oh, no. That's not a good option, my friend. It's
No, it's not the best, obviously. But it's not the worst either.
oh, be careful with your Vasana viewers for Brahmaloka. Huh? Okay, Namaste. Om
Okay, thank you, Arlindo.
Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishate Om Shanti 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 Om Namaste.
Thank you, Arlindo. Hope you feel better.
Yeah, we meet.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Thanks, Arlindo. Hope you're feeling better tomorrow. Okay. Goodbye
Gracias.
now.
Thank you.